So welcome to the 2013 Windmill Windup Open Final. We have an exciting matchup, a repeat of an earlier morning game from yesterday. Bad Skid from Bad Rappenau, Germany versus Chiniya Rada. Diplomatic Immunity. They sort of have two team names, but this is a group of American players. Many of them are Rise Up coaches. Rise Up, of course, a series of instructional videos for teaching Ultimate. Came to Amsterdam for Windmill to do a clinic, had about 140 players, and decided to stay on and play Windmill and have done pretty well so far. So Bad Skid starting off on offense. Bad Skid beat this team 13-10 in a Swiss draw game yesterday. I think some of the guys showed up a bit under the weather from a night of partying. Bad Skid hucks it deep right away. Sam Harkness is there looking at the line, but that's going to be out of bounds. So first turnover from Bad Skid. I'm also joined in studio by Ráchel Tošnerová, Sky correspondent. Also played in the women's final just a couple minutes ago. So we've got great Sky magazine representation in both the open and the women's final this year at Windmill. Lucky for us. Sam Harkness now with the disc. Harkness into Ben Wiggins. Wiggins through the center finds Hilco Schneider. Schneider now into Kinley. Kinley motioning for Neely to come back. Finds Schneider. Schneider great at giving those fast dump passes. Neely now with it. Neely finds Kinley, center of the field. Kinley back outside to Wiggins. Dumps back to Tyler. Tyler marked by Kubler. Finds the upline to Wiggins. Wiggins thinks about throwing it to Cooper, but finds Kinley right in the zone. It cannot be easier than that. And if Chiniya Rada has that type of offense all game, they are going to have a successful day. So getting the break there off the Bad Skid turnover, they go up 1-0. So Chiniya Rada's got a brand new line out there. 7 fresh legs. Running a bit of a shorter roster than Bad Skid. Maybe a bit of an understatement. Bad Skid's got 24 guys in their roster. Americans running with just about 15 or 16. So disc goes up. Elliot Trotter and Scotty Barron's there. But the crowd is going wild for that catch by Marvin Waldvogel from Bad Skid. Definitely a fan favorite in this match. Pull going up. Caught by Tyler Kinley. Kinley into Ben Wiggins. Wiggins sends it deep, likes Hilco Schneider's height there. Schneider going for this guy here, right under the disc, pushing off and gets it in the end zone. That's going to be a foul call. And there was a bit of contact there in the zone, definitely coming from Schneider's part.
I think it might be a big issue in this game with the physical contact, because you guys were talking about it last year, that one of the main differences between European and US Ultimate is how the players call or not call fouls and other like contacts. Oh, and this is going back, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there, Ráchel. And one of the interesting things about this Bad Skid team, they're very American philosophy, so they're usually not ones to shy away from contact, but you still do see the difference there. And honestly, I think in the U.S., that would have been a decent foul call as well. Hilco was pushing off quite a bit. He's got a big body there. It's hard to get out of his way. So not a bad resolution after all. The disc goes back, and Wiggins is going to try it again. Bit of a crazy throw, but Snyder brings it down anyway. And gets it into Teddy Bauer-Jarvis for the score. So Chiniya Rada going up 2-1. That's double wides. Scotty Barron's there on the pull. Samuel Cooper getting down. Big active mark. Bad skid. Working it back up little by little. Klimmig now with it. Klimmig, center of the field to Müller. They'll send that one deep right away. That's a big, big overthrow. So Americans will pick up and try to take advantage.
So far from neither team, we've seen the zone. When you guys were watching the women's final, you could see that both of the teams tried it a couple of times. Not the guys. It seems like the man-D is still the best option.
Yeah, I think the throws here, especially from the Americans, are just far too strong to throw a zone, and the wind is just not enough. We saw Ben Wiggins working against the wind earlier. And speaking of strong throws, Ryan Purcell has got a bullet flick, and he lets it fly there. So turnover from the Americans. Bad skid will pick back up. Nico Müller with it. Müller finding into the center. Big flick, Huck goes up, and bad skid is wide open. Crowd going wild. Crowd definitely tending towards bad skid here, so they'll tie it up on the point from Marco Müller.
Let's see what the Chiniya's have answered back. The wind is still about the same. It's just half the field is windy, half the field's beautiful pull.
Huge pull from bad skid. One of the best we've seen all day. Wiggins with it now. Wiggins finds Brouwer Jarlis on the end cup. Brouwer Jarlis sending it deep to Hilco Snyder, and that's going to be a tough matchup for anyone. Nice bid from News Reinach, but not able to get there, so America goes up 3-2. So Teddy Brouwer Jarlis on the pole. Bad skid now with it into the center to Müller. Müller faking. Nice active mark from Sam Harkness. Harkness, one of the best marks in North America. Müller looking for the in-cuts. Very good defense. Friendly finds Holger Beutenmüller. Beutenmüller close side to Klimmig. Back to Beutenmüller. Bad skid, working it up bit by bit here now. Reinhardt back inside to Müller. Tip disc, and they retain possession. Waldvogel with it now. Waldvogel pivoting all over the place. Finally puts up the blade into the end zone. Layout score from Marco Müller on an interesting throw choice. And the crowd definitely pulling for bad skid to win this game. 3-3, we're all tied up.
So just a reminder, after our open final, we will have the very short Windmill prize ceremony.
Neely inbounds the pole to Ben Wiggins. Rise up. Boys, and Chiniya Rada standing up in a horizontal. Brouwer Jarlis sends it deep to Hilco, and they're going to abuse that matchup all game. Hilco to Purcell right outside of the end zone now. Purcell finds Hilco again, and Hilco another score, making it look too easy. Chiniya Rada up 4-3. Tyler Kinley with the pull. Stopped by bad skid. Chiniya Rada's pulls have not been too impressive so far in this game, giving bad skid some great field position. So good mark from the Americans now. Klima with it. Finds it in. Layout D from Trotter. Foul called. Sorry, that was Sam Harkness on the layout. Lots of contact on that layout. And Harkness, no contest on the foul.
We can also see that the Americans stopped poaching. At the beginning, they had basket had lots of free players on the disc, but now they changed it and it seems to be working a little more.
Call on the field. It's like possibly a travel call by Harkness. Disc checked in into Beutenmüller. Beutenmüller sending it deep to a streaking Nico Müller. And Müller pretty well open. Bad skid puts it in, 4-4. We got a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Good stuff, good stuff.
So Bad skid with another great pull. Neely will inbound. Gets it into Tyler Kinley. And Bad skid's come out in a zone now. Kinley getting fouled, plays through it into Neely, far sideline. A four-man cup. We'll see what Rise Up can do with this one. D right away, and Bad skid puts it in. Bad skid gets the break, goes up 5-4. So Rise Up unable to handle the quick zone look from Bad skid. And another beautiful pull just lands out on the line. And Bad skid's pulls have been seriously, seriously impressive all game. So Wiggins will bring it up to the center. Wiggins into Behrens. Behrens finding the holes through the cup, and now the American offense is clicking. Purcell into Wiggins. Finding those quick throws, and that is brilliant, and that is American textbook zone offense from Chiniya Rada. And that may have been the quickest zone point I have ever seen that wasn't a huck. Unbelievable speed. They tie it up 5-5. Pull goes up. And great pull from the Americans. Bad skid having to start right in their own end zone. And now Rise Up will go into a zone. Back into the center. Bad skid working it around and round. Lots of short throws. Beutenmüller with it. Close side to Reinhardt. To Waldvogel. Back to Krimmig. Krimmig over the top to Waldvogel. To Krimmig. Back to Waldvogel, far sideline. Trying to do the trap there. They'll try to get it off the line here. Ends up getting the good throw over back to Waldvogel. Still trapped on that far sideline. Müller now with it. Müller receives the crash. Müller over the top to Waldvogel. Back to Müller. Layout D, Ryan Purcell. And Behrens looks to send it deep right away, but Americans not ready. Behrens hammer over the top to Bauer Jarvis. And that looks like a tie. If it was a tie, it'll go to Teddy, but I don't think either player knew. And Wiggins is saying redo. That was really, really hard to tell who caught that disc first.
The crowd's going crazy.
Crowd not liking the foul call, but to me, I don't like the booing there. I think if you're not on the field, you never know what happened. You don't have the perspective. You ought to just shut your mouth. So Behrens looks to get it out again. Centers into Idaho. Idaho far side to Purcell. Purcell looking up line, gets it into Trotter. Elliott, Trotter, break side, throws through the foul to Behrens. Behrens finding Broward Jars this time without the hammer. And Americans with another point on the board there from the D-line. Scotty Behrens on the pole. Received by Köbler. Köbler into Müller. Müller, Waldvogel. Back to Köbler. Into Marco Müller. Köbler now with it. To Nico Müller. Köbler. Far side to Beutenmüller. Great defense from the Americans. Thought about the upline, wasn't there. Gets the big swing over the field. Hilco's coming up. Layout catch D from Hilco Schneider. And that's exactly what the crowd wants to see. Wiggins will take a timeout. And what an opportune timeout. Americans getting the crowd involved. But Bad Skid turning off their chat. And this game is starting to get real exciting. So disc coming in now after the opportune timeout by Ben Wiggins. Talking about the stall count. Wiggins knows this Bad Skid team very well. He's come to do a clinic with them. Came to Germany. Finds the upline to Kinley. Kinley gets his D on the layout. Wiggins now center the field into Drew Lockhart. Lockhart looking dump. Throws the errant dump pass to Kinley. And Bad Skid is on the attack again. Into Köbler. Köbler sends it deep all the way. And Bad Skid will grab it. So Bad Skid surviving by the skin of their teeth on that point. 6-6, and we are back at a tie game. So poll coming up. Very exciting game so far. It's an uncharacteristic error by Chiniya. Bad Skid playing some poach junkie defense. Milius barely gets the upline to Wiggins. McPhee laying out, trying to save the disc, but not there. So 2 turns in a row from Chiniya. Looks like a foul called on the throw, so that'll be coming back to Ben. No contest.
Bad Skid obviously trying out another kind of defense, a little bit of poaching.
Yeah, definitely looks like a junk defense. Broward Jar's crazy hammer, nearly going to try to toe that in, but that was going out. A bit of a strange decision from Teddy, but he does love throwing those hammers, and this is being filmed. So, Teddy, say hi to your mom. Bad Skid will bring the disc back in. On the far sideline. Bühler now guarded by Milius. Bühler gets the disc in to Weberuso. It's Bad Skid's D-line.
We see a little
Poach D by Ben Wiggins. Wiggins into Neely, toes the line for the score. Chiniya up, 7-6. Big Teddy, BJ on the pole. Going to be caught by Müller. Müller into Waldvogel. Waldvogel guarded by Trotter. Finally gets it in. Poach D, Hilco Schneider. And the Americans living and dying by these poach Ds with a chance to break here. Harkness picks up. Harkness looking, sees Trotter with the blade. Trotter right on the line, not there. Gets the dump back to Behrens. Foul called. Scotty Behrens, double wide player. The only double wide player at this camp. Behrens gets the backhand far side to Harkness. Harkness finds Melius. Melius low forehand into Broward Jarvis, wide open. The Americans go up to 8-6, opening up a lead for the first time in this game.
This is the microwave shot. This is the microwave shot. This is the microwave shot. This is the microwave shot.
So coming back in after halftime, big pull coming up from Köbler. Ben Wiggins will inbound the disc. Wiggins immediately in, layout D attempt on Schneider. Doesn't get it though. Schneider finds Neely poached. Neely gets the flick in to Shark. Shark's gonna put a big flick up. He likes Hilco deep. Hilco's got the height. Big sky by Hilco, not in though. Hilco right on the line and is gonna find Neely for the score. Americans making it look easy coming in after halftime, 9-6. So don't count out Bad Skid yet. Down 6-9. They've come back from a couple close games in this tournament. Up goes the disc to Beutenmüller. So Bad Skid making it look easy there. Finds Waldvogel right outside of the end zone with double coverage on him though. Waldvogel puts in a cheeky throw up to Beutenmüller. An easy score for Bad Skid, staying in it, 9-7. So Bad Skid pulling off. Almost a great pull, but hits right on the line. So Wiggins will take the break. And Bad Skid desperately needs a break here, but Americans unlikely to give it to them. Playing together better than they ever have been. Broward Jarvis, nice fake there, getting Beutenmüller off balance. Purcell now with it. Purcell finds Wiggins. Wiggins forehand into Schneider. Schneider, tight mark from Bad Skid. Back to Purcell. Purcell swings over to Shark. Shark looking. Backhand break to Behrens. Behrens finds Jarvis. Jarvis, nice throw to Neely for his second score to the game. And that's John Neely putting another point on the board for the Americans, 10-7. So Matt Melius on the pole. Melius, as many European fans know, one of the stars of the movie Chasing Sarasota, about Portland Rhino. Chiniya Rada comes out in a zone. Got their D-line on. So Bad Skid will swing it around. And got some players off balance there. Bad Skid now about a quarter of the field up. Risky blade there. Waldvogel with it. Vogel looks like a strip on Idaho. No contest there. Waldvogel into Müller with the crash. Müller over to Grimmig. Finds Waldvogel again, opening up the field now to Reinhardt. Reinhardt back to Müller. Müller into Grimmig. Beutenmüller. Beutenmüller over to Müller. Nice layout save from Lennart Vollmer. Back into Müller. Over the top throw, another layout save from Waldvogel, and timeout called. Good timeout call from Bad Skid. They're working it okay against the zone, but they've had a couple turnovers off of overthrows that they were luckily able to salvage, so they'll come in, they'll talk about it, and try to clean up their game on this zone offense point. Now with this timeout, we'll go with a word from our sponsors. See you in a bit.
Mail time, everyone. Vero, Kip, PCAP, Carl. Ooh, another one for Vero. Carl again, Sophia, Exton, Ningo, and one for accounting.
Losing your touch, Ben.
Back in, out of the timeout. Bad Skid trying to clean up the offense. Waldvogel with it now, trying to get it out of the cup. Gets it back to Grimmig. Bad Skid having a bit of a trouble getting this one up. Nice blade into the center to Müller. Gets the crash, does Waldvogel. And very, very close cup. And Popper as well, leaving that deep space open. Grimmig now with it. Bad Skid losing a lot of yards on each pass. Really having trouble breaking the zone. But not wanting to send it deep. And nice break there. Milius just gets off balance. Waldvogel now with it. Beutenmüller right outside of the end zone, thinking about it. And there's the score. Patient offense by Bad Skid. Pays it off. And they'll convert that one now, down only 10-8. So Windmill Windup. What a great tournament here in the heart of Europe, Amsterdam. Going on its 9th year, getting bigger and better every year. Just talking to the organizers, they're so excited to put this on. This brings over and brings together a crew of hundreds of volunteers that are working around the clock, day in and day out, to give the 1,400 players and fans here the greatest experience of their lives. And I've been to many tournaments in my life around the world, and I will say that Windmill Windup is my favorite tournament of all time. I hope to make it back for many years to come. So I encourage everyone coming out, if you're watching this, if you've never been to Windmill Windup before, come and try it out. So pole will come up. Another one that lands just outside of the end zone. Did that go up? Wiggins, formerly of Sakai, has had to retire. I believe he's had 7 concussions. So his doctor has forbid him from playing a club season. Brouwer Jara sends it deep. Sees Harkness, but Bühler is on him. Harkness gets the greatest, and how many times have we seen him do that? Harkness converted a greatest earlier this pro season with the Seattle Rainmakers. It was one of the most viewed clips on the Major League Ultimate YouTube channel. So Harkness showing his skills again. Fortunately, no one there to catch that one. So a turnover from the Americans, very, very uncharacteristic. They're going to check the disc here, try and get a new disc.
And it seems like the Americans are back to the man defense. The zone has worked out for them. It did the job. It got them the break they wanted. And now they're just going to work hard and make sure. Oh, a foul.
Oh, that's a bad one. I think they both collided feet. So just a bit of a blooper there with Barons And Bad Skid will take an injury sub. So Waldvogel will go back on. Behrens will also take a sub. So Tyler Kinley will come back on to replace Behrens. And that's something that's going to happen. Both these teams playing very physical, very close. So we hope both of those players are okay. I'm sure they will. They'll just take a point. So Waldvogel in now. Finds Bühler. Bühler inside to Thiele. Thiele to Köble. Back to Thiele. Köble now with it. Close side to Wallace. Bad Skid having a bit of a trouble getting out of their end zone here. The stack is real deep and the cuts just aren't coming, but they'll dump and swing over and over. And Köble finally puts one deep, but Kinley there to get the D. Neely now with it. Back to Kinley. Waldvogel on D, back to Neely though. Rise up in a neat little vert stack. BJ far side of the end zone, looking dump, finds Kinley there. Kinley pivoting, looking for the dump, finds Neely. Neely gets a defender way off his feet, takes the opportunity to put up a nice flick to Hilco, but it just floats too high. And Hilco, two defenders there. Another turn, and one of the only points in which we've seen a turn from both teams. Neely just using the opportunity. His defender got off balance and put up a nice flick, but just floated a bit too high for Hilco to grab. So Bühler will pick back up.
But a very concise game from the Americans. Everybody nice and ready in the stack, and just everybody doing their job.
So timeout called by Bad Skid. Bad Skid having a lot of trouble working the disc up. So this will be the last timeout of the game for Bad Skid. Each team gets 2 timeouts per game. So crowd getting into it now, supporting Bad Skid as they try to come back in this one, down 10-8. Let's go to a message from our sponsors. We'll check back in with you after the timeout.
This is the microwave shot. This is the microwave shot. This is the microwave shot. This is the microwave shot.
So Bad Skid back in. Köble with the disc. Post timeout. Looking for the dump. Call on the field. This has been a very clean game so far. Not too many calls. Everything resolved pretty easily.
We saw an interesting setup by Bad Skid. I think it might have been an ISO. There was the player number 15 standing next to the stack and trying to go deep, but he wasn't the one to get the first pass.
Bühler sends it deep right away to Waldvogel. Waldvogel skies! Beautiful sky with Tyler Kinley right on him. Bad Skid converts. 10-9. Americans still up. Kubla, nice pull over to Melius. That one's floating a bit into Wiggins. Bad Skid comes out in a zone. Looks like a 4-person junk cup. Wiggins looking to break, does it with a blade into Hilco. Hilco spreading the field immediately into Bauer Jarvis. Jarvis into Harkness, and Harkness tips one in to Tranholt. Adam Restad with the goal for Chiniya Rada. He's always in the zone at the right time when you need him. Fast runner. Restad his first goal of the game for Rise Up, so they go up 11-9. So Scotty Behrens comes in on the pole. Bad skid. Had converted a great point before, but Rise Up was able to break the zone and put that one in. They'll put it deep right away. Müller jumps right into the zone. So Bad Skid answers back in their own way. Evening it up. Well, coming close, that is. 11-10. Bad Skid still down by 1. So the wind here, pretty good today. A marked improvement from yesterday's torrential rain, cloudy weather, very changeable conditions. Bad wind yesterday as well, even when it did clear up, making it very, very hard. I was watching Bad Skid play in a completely different game yesterday where they were just hucking and ding. It's nice to see people playing some actual Ultimate today. So Bad Skid ready to pull off here. Köbler with it. Great pull, and crowd loving that one. Inbounded by Neely. Wiggins going to put that one deep right away, and they're going to abuse the Schneider matchup as well. Wallace with the foul on Schneider, but Bauer Jarvis pops that one right in, and that's a tough matchup guarding Hilco Schneider, the Dutchman.
But for you guys who think this game is decided, don't get mistaken, because I've seen the Bad Skid in the semifinals and the quarterfinals, and both of their games were absolutely tight, and these guys are fighters. They're definitely ready, and it is possible that they will come back.
So pull inbounded by Bad Skid. Müller with it now. Nico Müller into the far side. Reinhardt back to Nico. Back to Reinhardt. Bad Skid having trouble getting open at times with this very, very strong defense from Chiniya Rada. Nice break across the field to Waldvogel. Waldvogel, not a great throw. And Sam, I believe a foul will be called, and he might contest that. I believe Harkness had got the D before the foul was called. He's going to ask Ryan to see if he had perspective.
Yeah, it looks like there were contacts, but maybe it was after the D. I'm not sure. Okay.
Again, a very spirited game, as well as the women's finals.
So that call is retracted, and looks like a violation was called. So players will resume their positions. Bad Skid, big on this sideline here, talking to their players. Harkness puts it up. That just escapes the Bad Skid defense and finds Bauer Jarvis. Trotter with it now. Elliott just so fast catching up to that disc. Back to Kinley. Kinley to Trotter again. Trotter saves it. Back to Tyler. Great throws from Elliott in this set. Jarvis thinking about the break, not there. Finds Harkness. Harkness back to Kinley. Americans losing yards. Back to Harkness again. What an exciting possession here for the Americans. And Harkness going to take the timeout. So that'll be the final timeout of the game. Good call by Harkness. And that is some exciting ultimate. Great cuts and great defense as well. And Bad Skid is very, very tired trying to keep up with these guys. So once again, we'll go with a message from our sponsors and check in with you back after the timeout.
They provided that bus to us. It's an antique, and we like the way it looks, so I think we might get it back next year. Herbie's out there supporting our troops. So just to repeat for any of the volunteers, it's all
Mail time, everyone. Vero. Kip. P-Cap. Carl. Ooh, another one for Vero. Carl again. Carl again. Sophia. Exton. Ningo. And one for accounting.
Losing your touch, Ben.
Disc checked back in. Rise Up wanted to talk about the offense at the timeout, and very, very uncharacteristic turf from Harkness. But good adjustment back on D, so Americans will try to stop this one here. Back into Müller. Müller over to Beukema. Beukema forehand in. Kinley looking for the poach D, but not there.
But the cuts from the field look a little better.
Disc goes up. Brouwer Jarvis on the D. And Teddy with a nice clean D on that throw. So we'll go back the other way. So as you're saying, Rachel, cuts on the field looking a bit better.
Yeah, but unfortunately they'll have to try one more time with the D if they want to show us that good field play again.
So Kinley inbounds the disc. Tyler looking for Ryan. Purcell now with it, middle of the end zone. Purcell finding Harkness. Harkness back to Purcell. Purcell to Harkness to Kinley. Good defense by Bad Skid. Americans, though, will dump and swing all day, and Sam finally gets it in to Jarvis, and Harkness turfs another disc.
The crowd cheering hard for the defense that was made by Bad Skid. Apparently it's something of the European pride to make sure that the European ultimate is, number 18.
So apparently the crowd's cheering help as Bad Skid converts that one. So again, within 1 point of pulling even with the Americans, 12-11 in this exciting Windmill Windup final. So Köble on the pole. Great pull. Neely will catch it into Ben Wiggins. Layout D. And Bad Skid with a chance here to tie it up. They're going to walk up right away. Müller puts it in to Beukema, and the crowd goes wild. Bad Skid with the break, layout D, and score. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game. 12-12 in the final.
Tied at 12, 8-15. What's going to happen next? Oh, I wish I knew.
The fluctuation is really high.
Pole coming back up, so Bad Skid able to get that break into Behrens. Behrens finding Ben Wiggins. Close game. Crowd getting really involved here. Matt Milius with it now. Milius looking dump. Finding Wiggins. Wiggins sending it deep right away to Purcell. Layout D. And Bad Skid has really ramped up the defense with the support of the crowd.
And Bad Skid is really showing exactly the kind of game, exactly the kind of defense they have been playing the whole tournament, working really, really hard. Everybody's on the disc, everybody's with his player. And there you go. Let's show us the nice, saved.
Saved. Bad Skid got a bit lucky there on a couple of those throws. So they'll work it back up the field now. Weberuso with it into Beukema. Beukema finding middle of the field. Schall puts it into Müller. Call on the field? No call. So that'd be ruled a goal. There's a bit of confusion about that goal, but Bad Skid will celebrate that one, 13-12. So 3 in a row for Bad Skid with the crowd getting into it. And we'll see if the Americans can answer right back. So Bad Skid with all the confidence in the world now. Pulling off. Bit of a shorter pull. Milius will inbound. Gets it into Wiggins. Ben into Bauer Jarvis. Layout T! Point Müller! Bad Skid turning it up. Nico Müller with it now. Müller into Boyd Müller. Rise up trying to respond. Getting all the way down. But they cannot catch up to it. It looks like Disc may be going back to a while ago. Yeah, Disc is going back. Foul called on the throw.
Lucky for Bad Skid.
Very, very lucky. Bad Skid looked like they had all the momentum there, and that disc just floated a bit too far. So I believe that was a retracted call. We've seen a couple of those retracted calls in the game, so that will be a turnover, and Americans with the chance to answer right back. So Kinley now with it. Kinley looking to get it off that line. That's a tough dump shot. Kinley gets it other side of the field to Sam Cooper. Cooper almost serves the disc. Jarvis picks it up. So Teddy looking for dump. Great defense by Bad Skid. Americans now having trouble getting open. I think they're tired with their lack of legs, just running 2 lines here. And Bad Skid with a much deeper roster. Foul called downfield, I believe. Or pick called. So Wiggins over to Kinley. Kinley calling for Hilco deep. Hilco catches it with double coverage. And that's what the Americans need to get them back in this game. So they're close to the end zone now. Brouwer Jarvis hammer over the top to Hilco. Hilco with yet another score for Chiniya Rada. So Americans tie it back up, 13-13. Müller bringing it back in. Far sideline to Köbler. Köbler thinking about sending it deep, not there. Marked by Kinley. Finally gets the upline to Müller. Müller back to Waldvogel. Waldvogel faking. Gets it to the center of the field to Klimmig. Klimmig inside. There's the layout D from Hilco. And Hilco's been all over the field on offense and defense for Chiniya Rada. And Hilco Snyder, Dutchman, playing here in his home country, former Johnny Bravo player. Kinley picks it back up into Teddy. Brouwer Jarvis, far sideline. Center of the field to Sam Harkness. Harkness, backhand into Purcell. Purcell hammer over the top to Brouwer Jarvis. And Jarvis gets it in, and like we've seen before, hammers are contagious. You see one, you'll see 2, and that's 2 hammers in a row. Rise up, and the boys, Chiniya Rada, go back up 14-13.
Is that a break? No, 14-13, game point.
Rise up, looking to pull off. I've watched this team come together over the course of this weekend. They're, of course, all club players in the U.S., and for a pickup team, they're very, very tactical. They're always talking in the line. They're taking this tournament quite seriously. They're here to have fun. They're here to enjoy the party a bit, but on the field, they are absolutely here to play. And these guys are bringing strategies and philosophies from their club teams back and sharing them with each other and trying to do the best they can. Made it to the finals of Windmill and are now up just 1 point away. That was tipped by Sam Harkness, that disc. Trotter trying to get position. Trotter skied by Nico Müller. And Müller right on the end zone. Ties it up for Bad Skid. 14-14, ladies and gentlemen, this is Universe Points. So Rachel, as you were saying about Bad Skid being fighters,
This is exactly what I was talking about. Semifinals, quarterfinals, all the last points, they were still able to keep their morale up, and they will fight till the end. I'm betting 2 turnovers at least in this universe point.
so Ráchel calling for a bit of a sloppy point. The crowd here is as loud as it ever been. People are on their feet, looking to watch one of the most anticipated finals in Windmill history. We had a bit of a miscommunication as if hands are up or not on the pole. So nerves are shooting all over the place, and we'll see if the Americans are able to put this one in. They've got their strong O-line on. Milius into Wiggins. Wiggins finds Hilco underneath. Hilco being back. They're not going to let him go deep. Snyder gets it over to Kinley. Kinley, far side to Milius. Call on the field. I believe it is a pick call on Hilco Snyder's mark.
Again, no poaching from Bad Skid, going back to what they do best. Strong man D. The Americans just going with their regular pumping up and down real fast. They just don't get ever tired.
So Kinley gets it in. Short pass to Shark. Harkness almost has that hand blocked, I believe. Gets up to Milius on the far sideline. Milius thinking about throwing it deep. Doesn't go. Low disc saved by Wiggins. Wiggins looking for anyone free. Nice release point on that one. Kinley puts a big floaty disc up in the air to Hilco. Americans very, very close now. Purcell with it. Purcell into Kinley. Kinley over to Wiggins. Wiggins looking for Milius. Milius 5 yards out now. Milius back to Ben Wiggins. Wiggins to Kinley. Americans very, very close. Kinley looking for anyone. They're going to pop it right in. Played over the top. Defense, Bad Skid! Bula picks it up. Bad Skid will start right away, trying to get it into their offense. They're running horizontal with 3 handlers. Miscommunication, foul called. Foul call between Beutenmüller and Schneider. It looks like Hilco's going to contest that. No, retracted call, another retracted call. So.
And there we have our 2 turnovers.
Ben Wiggins brings the disc back in. Wiggins, floater on the sideline to Purcell. Purcell fouled.
There was some contact, but I would say that was before the throw, kind of.
I would also say Ryan is initiating the contact. He's really throwing right into Bula. So, but you got to take your shots. So that one will come back and he'll get a second chance. So Ryan back with the disc again. Purcell far sideline, pivoting over, looking for the dump. Saved by Kinley. Americans having trouble here getting it back out. Dump shot back to Ryan. Ryan, physical defense on Bula. Milius now with it. Matt Milius right outside, looking for the shot, looking for the dump, not there. Puts a floating one up in the air by Purcell, D'd by Bad Skid! And another foul called. Crowd not liking that, crowd not liking that. Leave it on the field. And the players here will talk over a bit of a confusing situation. There were lots of guys in the air going for that hospital pass. So we'll see how this is resolved.
The crowd booing again. And as I was saying, we can tell that there are Europeans sitting at the stands. Apparently it's a matter of pride whether the Americans can get a decent matchup here at Windmill.
Disc will go back. So Milius now with it. Milius into Kinley. Kinley looking for the forehand break, pointing to where he wants his man to go. Pivoting, gets it into Shark. Shark back to Kinley. Fast handler movement now from the Americans. Kinley into Purcell. Purcell hammer over the top. Broward Jarvis wide open. Skies for the score. And the Americans take it 15-14 in possibly one of the most exciting Windmill finals of all time. This game had everything, had defense, offense, skies, discussions, spirit. This is everything you want Windmill to be all about. The meeting of the two continents, America, Europe. Strong players and teams from both. And it was absolute pleasure to watch this game.
I think Bat Skid did a great job, and they do not have to be sad about the result at all. They delivered an excellent game, excellent Ds. I think they made the viewers happy as well. So good luck to this young team. I'm sure we will hear about them many, many more times.
So we'd like to give a thank you to everyone that helped us produce this broadcast. Hilco, Eve, Casper, all the volunteers, Jedi who came and got us food from the barbecue, everyone who made Windmill Windup possible, the fans and the players on the field for giving us a great spirited, intense final game. This is Liam Rosen signing out.
And Ráchel Tošnerová
as well. We'll see you next year, Windmill Windup 2014.